All right. Well, we'll send out reminders as we go to have everyone retweet and see if we can't get more people as we go through the space that we're holding. So I'll start out. My name is Scott Smith. I am CEO of Heroes Token. We do have a few of the devs in the listener bracket tonight that are part of our project. That would be Astro Verde, Heroes Queen, and Low Voltage. So in any case, we do these spaces every Thursday nights. We Last week we just did a kind of what we're up to, with the way the market's been, finding projects that are still actually functioning and operating in this time has been a lot harder than it was, a month or two ago. So, but we were really honored to have Ego accept our invitation to come on and share their project. And with that, I'm going to let them go ahead and introduce themselves.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, brother. So my name is Narek. I am the CEO of Equitable Growth Opportunity, EGO for short. We are a bank for the bankless society. We set up to become a bank for the metaverse, to be able to fund projects in the future, while providing a sustainable passive income source for people. So, our project was built around making investments from taxes and then being able to distribute a passive income source. Like right now, we do 2.5% of BUSD every week or every 7 days, to the cash value, which is 10% for the whole month, which is crazy, right? And especially in this bear market, to be able to sustain that. We always got a lot of questions on how do you guys do that, or how's that even like a thing. So our main reason for coming into the space was to provide a solution to volume, right? And the way we figured out how to do that was essentially we from the taxes from the buys and sells, we utilize the tax money, invest into a passive income. That passive income generates our revenue, which then we're able to disperse as rewards. But seeing as what happened in the market last few months, that was not a viable option. So we were like, how can we adapt? How can we pivot? What can we do to change the way we make revenue to be able to sustain our environment? And one of the biggest things that we changed, that we adapted to, was creating a trading bot that generates, a 20 to 40% return on your set amount. So you essentially don't need new buyers. You don't need volume coming in. It doesn't matter if it's a bear or a bull market. You're able to still generate a revenue and push your project forward. And as of recent, we're able to provide this to other projects. So whether there's buy pressure coming in, whether it's a bear market or a bull market, with a proper investment, they can sustain their entire, project as well.
Dude, that sounds fantastic. So why don't we start with this? What got you into creating your own project? Because I do remember when you originally launched, and if I am correct, I believe it was on Phantom Network. Is that right?
Right. Yeah. When we first launched in March, it was on Phantom Network. We had a few issues with the contract and the router issues with Spooky Swap. It was like stacking issues with the contract. So we decided when we were going to redeploy it, we wanted to redeploy to a bigger audience on the BNB network. So, when we relaunched, it took us 2 weeks. We were like, all right, we're going to have to redeploy this. So when we redeployed on the BSC, the smart chain, Finance Smart Chain. Just to be able to be in front of a bigger audience without having to worry about people understanding Phantom or switching from ETH or Binance to Phantom, because it's not really a used chain as much as the other ones are. And people, when they don't understand something, or it's something they don't know, there is fear of just venturing into that part of crypto or whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, no.
Personally, yeah, and when I first found it, right, Phantom, Avalanche, like I was like, holy hell, there's a whole side of the market that I really didn't know about. You'll hear about it, right? But like I didn't know there were so many other businesses and projects and um, just development happening all over the crypto space.
Yeah, right. And I'll tell you, trying to figure out how to get everything converted over and to be able to do any transactions on Spooky Swap was that was a task and a half. But it's manageable. It's just, it's like anything
Yeah,
else. The first time you do it, it's really tough.
right. And we had guides, and we were there for everybody that was looking to venture over to Phantom, just for our idea and for our mission, our vision. And when we decided to redeploy, we decided to make it a little easier for people. Which doesn't mean that we won't branch back out to Phantom. Eventually do a bridge, even the Avalanche. Those are things that can happen in the future. But what really got us into just cryptocurrency and creating a business was there. There's a lot of ways to make money in crypto. There's a lot of ways to make money in general, but um, people coming into crypto, and I think we were all victim of it, or we've all had to go through this experience where you purchase something, and then you expect it to 10x or 100x or whatever, and that's what's going to set you free. You have $1,000, you put 100 into 10 different projects, one of them will explode, bada bing, bada boom. It's like a moon culture, right? We wanted to kind of step away from that. We kind of wanted to show people that would you rather take the risk of purchasing something months down the line, maybe years down the line, it does explode, you make a 50 or 100x, you make a good profit on it, or would you rather build something that can last for a long time? Passive income. Would you rather build something where you're making five to six to $7,000 a month um, every month? Where you can retire, where you can gain that financial freedom, or are you looking for just the moonshots, right? Kind of wanted to expose people to how great passive income can actually be when it's done the right way.
Right. And I talk about that, or I've talked about that in the past, and ways to actually hit fire. Financially independent, retire early, right? How do you do that? And there's lots of different avenues and methods that people take, and there's ways in this market that with certain projects that are kind of promoting that same idea, whether they call it that or not. And it kind of sounds like you're on that page. You're looking out for your community, and you want them to be able to see the possibilities.
Absolutely, man. And it started off with investments into like node protocols, NAS protocols, DOS protocols. Nodes 6 months ago were huge. People were making crazy passive income. Personally, I was making like crazy numbers, and I was just like, how long can this go though? Like it's great until it isn't. So during that process, we were able to benefit a little bit until kind of everything came crashing down, um, which I think was a blessing because it put a little fire under our ass. You guys really want to continue doing this, and if you do, it's not going to be easy, but it will be very rewarding. And we were able to put just the knowledge together that we could just come up with, muster. Like we're smart people. My CTO, he's literally the wizard with the mantle, and he was able to code our own custom bot that does like arb trading or just it catches long, short, futures trading. It does a whole variety of things that generate revenue without having, it's the money you put in, that money works for you and generates a revenue. You no longer need outside investments to come in to be able to push your protocol. So when we figured out we can do this for ourselves, it was more like, hey, this is our utility. This is our true utility right here. We can offer this to other projects as well, other teams that are looking to sustain while this bearish market is going on. It's really hard to survive. If you're able to survive these times right now, you're going to flourish when the bulls come running.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that 100%. And yeah, I know it's not been easy with us as far as, when everything started to crash. I mean, the first thing I know we heard a lot of was, you know, who are we going to do an AMA with? What kind of marketing are we doing? Where are we spending our marketing dollars? And, for us, it literally was, if we do that, our marketing funds are going to deplete, our development funds are going to deplete, and then we're just going to be dead. How can we grow? And it sounds like, Hugh and I, we kind of see eye to eye on that, and taking that next step in expanding the project and making it viable regardless of market conditions.
Yeah, man, we came in here and with an end goal, right? But everything that happens in between us getting there is not set in stone because you just don't know what happens to the market. So we came in here knowing that we were probably gonna have to switch things up and try different things here. That's what it's all about, man. It's like if there's a will and you can make something happen out of nothing, then you can essentially do whatever you want, man. And I think we've come a long way from starting from zero. We had no funding, nothing, just an idea and four people that were trying to make something happen. And, we've made it here so far. And I don't think it'll be long till everyone's heard of Ego.
Yeah, no, I mean, it sounds like you guys are on the right track, and you're right. I mean, you cannot stick with a business model if it's not working. You have to be able to learn and adapt and move with the market, because if you don't, you just struggle and it never turns out well. So yeah, I totally agree. So you came up with this bot that, 'cause I do remember you guys were doing a lot with nodes a while back, and now you're doing a bot that does all these transactions that help fund your staking wallets, right?
Right, absolutely, exactly. And that's exactly how we sustain it right now, and it's totally sustainable. And we've hit that point where we need to grow some, so that we can sustain even higher levels. So that's what we're in the process of right now. The next 2 to 3 weeks is going to be heavy reinvestment into growing, because we have some really amazing things coming mid August. Um, we didn't want to do. We looked at what everybody else was doing, where their mistakes were, and we were like, okay, everyone's doing staking, everyone has their platform, everyone has this, everyone has that. That's great. It's great to have that if you can support that as well. But what are people not doing, right? Like, what is it that is going to separate you from everyone else around you? Because otherwise, it's 2,000 projects that just have different tokenomics. Like what separates all the projects from one another besides their mission statement?
100% agree with that. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, that
So,
sounds. Go ahead.
so just in the spirit of trying to expand this space, another thing that we've come out with, we're working on. We have a patent that's filed. We're patent pending, but we're still working on it while it's happening. And that's the decentralization of being able to take out cash for your crypto without needing a bank or KYC. And we've been able to patent the process of it happening. We did a first round. We got our machines ordered. Our machines were expecting to be here in 2 weeks. We're going to code it up with our process, and then we'll be able to put these. They're essentially vending machines, where you can go connect your wallet, say, "Hey, I want to take out $400 cash." You sell your Ethereum right there on the spot. You take your $400 out.
Okay, so next question on that is, are they going to be in the United States?
Yeah, so our patent is for the US. We're going to start here. We're based in the US, so we're going to push it here first. We do have quite a few locations. We have quite a few interest from casinos that are just waiting for us to have our prototype ready or just a model that works, so that we can push forward. So it's not something that we shield too much because we like to just do things and then talk about it when it's ready. But this is one of those things that is coming up on being ready within the next few weeks.
I agree. That's cool. So how do you get around the IRS for that? I mean, essentially, if you're not having people KYC to withdraw funds, don't you think that's going to draw attention from the IRS?
Yeah, so we came in here knowing that there would be some rules that we need to follow and abide by. And the main rule we were looking for is what is the limit that you need for anti money laundering laws? so that you don't have to need KYC. $500 is the sweet spot. Anything under $500, you do not need a KYC. You don't need a bank to be able to pull out. So that is the model we're going to stick with. It's going to be under 500. Now, if you wanted to take more than 500 out at any given time, you would need to KYC at that point.
I gotcha. No, that makes sense. Yeah. So that's pretty impressive. So I don't know how much you want to talk about it because I know you said you don't have that ready to go yet, but I got more questions on it.
Hey, I'm here for the questions, man. I'm always wanting to talk about things. I actually have our CTO here as well. If you want to bring him up, OX Keys. He he looks like the Men in Black guy. Yeah, he's our CTO. He's the one that's has fully designed the bot, the custom trading bot. Maybe he can dive a little bit more into that while he's here.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So what states are you going to initially start releasing these machines in?
So our LLC right now, we have 3 LLCs working with Ego. We have the Equitable Growth Opportunity LLC, which runs Ego. Then we have CTC America, which we trademarked CTC, which means cash to crypto or crypto to cash. CTC America, which is going to be the machines. And then
And you rugged.
down the line.
Oh, you rugged for me.
Help!
I don't
Can
know.
you hear me?
Did he rug for anyone else? If he rugged, don't do anything. If he heard everything, throw up some clapping hands. I don't see anyone throwing clapping hands up.
Help! Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh boy, I don't know where I got rugged.
Yeah,
Sure
we lost you after the CTC, cash to crypto.
The CTs, yeah. So, and then the third one we have is the DeFi crypto events, which we'll be holding and hosting events for crypto conventions. And that's not anytime soon. That's going to be for the future, a year or two. But that is something that we're also going to build towards, just so we can get the word out for crypto education and just providing some kind of outlet where people can see that, hey, this is something viable. Hey, there's tangible cash in my hand from what was just digital asset. So, we're trying to push mass adoption a little further by just doing different things, like just trying different stuff, brother. You see the same thing everywhere. How do you put that special dot on yourself that just differs you from everyone else?
Yeah, and you're also, bringing the real world into it, right? You're going to put these machines out there. People are going to want to know what they are. They're going to start researching it and bring people to your project, right?
Exactly.
Whether they know about crypto or not. No, I get it. We're kind of going down a very similar avenue to that. And I'm trying to get my CCO to come up and talk because she's got a AMA on Saturday that will be her first AMA, and I think she needs some practice. But I want her to come up and share a little bit about Heroes and run through what we're doing and what we're working on. But it seems like a lot of what you're doing is in line with kind of what we're doing, looking for different avenues to bring new people into this space. Because really, we found that you get caught into this circle or this group and you can't break out of it, right? It's the same people over and over that are getting, and coming into your spaces, that are seeing your AMAs, that are, checking your project out, that are seeing, what you're posting. And we were looking at how do we break that barrier? What is it that we need to do to get out of that? And, that's kind of why we went down the avenue that we went down. And then of course we also have a NFT project that myself and Megan, who's Heroes Queen, we were in New York for NFT NYC, and it really opened our eyes to everything we were doing wrong with our with our NFTs and how we have to look at it in a different manner. So, but in any case, I did bring Megan up. If it's all right with everybody, I'm going to let her go ahead and talk a little bit about Heroes.
Yeah, of course, go for it. And I just want to say there's nothing wrong with failing on something. That's where you're going to stumble upon your strengths, to be honest. So, I welcome failure when it happens, and we try to absorb as much knowledge as we can from that, so that we can push forward.
That sounds great. So anyway, with that, here's Megan. Hey, Megan.
Hi, everybody. I
Hello.
am Megan. I go by Heroes Queen. Um, I am actually Scott's better half, and if we are echoing, I'm sending him out of the room because we actually are in the same room right now.
I think you're good.
Okay. Um, so Scott touched on the basics of what Heroes is about. We are actually 4 months shy of our year mark, so we are like seriously proud that through this bear market and everything, we have pushed forward and built our utilities to keep ourselves relevant in this market right now. Um, so we are based in charity, where we have a community polled charity. With the market as the way it's been, we haven't been able to give as much as we would like. But as Scott stated, on Saturday, I will be doing a AMA with Old Guy David and a number of other great tokens for a charity for St. Jude's. So we are still holding true to our foundations of our charity. So we'll be doing that this Saturday. I think it's at 3 p.m. And then we do have, Scott was talking about our real world utility that isn't necessarily just for crypto. We're going to be launching a line of NFC chipped products so that people can digitally share their information instead of having to have a business card, like a paper business card. So it's going to be good for the environment. We're going to be using things like keychains and what do you call it? Oh, I lost my train of thought. We're going to be doing the keychains actually for women, and I find it really cool because I do have long nails. I actually have a chip on my nail that if somebody asks me for my information, I don't have to look through my purse or anything like that. Somebody just has to hold their phone up to my nail, and they can see my entire Linktree history, and then they can bookmark it. So we're really excited for putting this product out, which we should be launching the website in the next few weeks for that. And then our other thing that we've been working on is our NFT. We have an amazing NFT designer who is one of our devs at the Chad Rock, Chad McCumsey. He is an extremely talented artist, and we are like super excited to start showing everybody teasers and things like that of the NFTs. We did post in our banner that's up on links the logo for the NFTs, which we're going to be calling it the League of the Lost. And yeah, Scott, am I missing anything?
Yeah, so you were hopping around a little bit there, but it comes more naturally the more you do it. So let's start with the token itself. One of the things that we have implemented is in-token staking, and I'm not aware of any other project out there right now that is currently doing anything like this. But essentially, it is a staking platform that is effortless. So, we were talking about, passive income earlier with Ego. And this is our way of implementing passive income. We launched this back in February. It was actually my birthday on February 15th. And it was kind of, people were taken back by it because, they think of staking as I have to go to a specific site. I have to, log in with my wallet. I have to stake a certain amount of tokens, and then they're tied up for a period of time. With our platform, it's none of that. It is as soon as you enter a transaction, whether it's a transfer from BNB to Ethereum network or vice versa, it's a purchase, whatever it may be, it automatically starts that clock within our contract, and our contract records the lowest amount of tokens that you hold during each cycle. And each cycle is 90 days, and it will seamlessly drop 12% of your minimum holdings right to your wallet. So there's no gas. It just happens. So that's one of the big utilities for us. We're kind of proud of that one. With the apparition, there will also be a app that we are developing that will allow you to write all these different NFC products that we're going to be issuing. And the great thing about these products is they are rewritable up to 100,000 times, which means that their longevity is probably going to outlast the people that are using them. But you can do all sorts of things for these chips, whether it's actually putting a immediate text where someone scans it, it automatically prompts your phone with the contact information there and a text that's already written in that says hi, and all you have to do is hit send. You can put emergency medical information on there, like allergies and, contact information. You'll be able to do something similar to that for your pets, with, dog and cat tags, where you'll be able to program if they get lost that people can just scan the tag and it'll bring up your information so they know where to return the pet to. So lots of different functionality to it. And, I will be straightforward. NFC is not a new technology. It's just a technology that I feel has not been really brought into the mainstream yet. And I think, there's a big niche in the market that we could hit with this, and it will bring users from all different areas and walks of life and bring them into an introduction to our project with crypto, because this has so many different applications that, someone might be buying it because they like the idea of it and like the idea that they don't have to buy paper products like business cards or, restaurants buying menus. They can just put a tag right on the table and can scan it, bring up the full menu, and that's it. They don't have to do that printing. And when people look at it, they'll, see that, it's got a apparition logo on it, and they'll look that up and bring it to our website and, maybe introduce them to Heroes Token LLC. So we are a LLC in the United States, and that has been since December. So we are a legal entity. We have to fall in line. Even though we are charity focused, we are not charity based. We're not a 501c3 entity. We are a LLC for-profit entity that benefits charity as a byproduct of us. So, with that, every aspect of our project. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I did have a question that sparked in my head. So how do you guys fund everything that happens? How do you guys fund it? Is it taxes? Is it through just the token sales itself? Like, how does the funding work for your charities and pushing the other protocols forward?
Absolutely. So a lot of it is out of our own pockets. Megan and I put up a lot of money to make this project happen. But, the way the project works is within our taxes, 2% of it goes to the charity wallet automatically, right? We have 3% goes to the marketing, 3% to the dev, 1% to the liquidity pool. So that is our tokenomics with all of the products that we offer, whether it's our regular merch, NFTs, or with the apparition products. It'll be a 20% to the charity wallet, 30% to marketing, 30% to development, and then the remaining 20% will be liquid funds that we can use to do whatever. I joked earlier in our Telegram that, it's for a manicure for Astro Verde. But, it really, the way that our staking pool works is we actually have two wallets set up, one on our BNB token, one on our Ethereum token. And that collects reflections just like everybody else does. So with the 1% reflections that gets distributed to all the holders, that also gets distributed to the staking wallets. With that, the team also does buybacks, and we usually do that with the staking wallets, and that's to keep the funds in there so that the staking can continue to go on. But yeah, with the real world products, it's really to ensure that the project does go on and continue to work.
Yeah, of course, man. And I know it can be hard, and having to reach in your own pockets. It's something that we had to do early on for our project, just to make sure that everything is working. I mean, it's literally like this is my job, right? Like, this is my biggest investment, is my project, is my business. And the greatest thing is that we actually provide a solution for that now, right? Like, you no longer have to reach into your pockets. You no longer have to use, you don't have to worry about taxes or people coming into the project, buying and selling volume for you to be able to fund all of these adventures for your protocol. And that's what we're here to solve, right? You make an investment, let's say you put 10,000 into the trading bot. Now that 10,000 generates you 2 to 4,000, if not more, every month, so that you can use, right? So that I think is how we're going to be able to help all these protocols push forward without needing investors and holders to come in and pump everything up. And you never have to sell any tokens. You don't ever have to sell anything to be able to fund everything.
No, I agree. And, really, we're not selling the tokens. Now, there is a swap and liquefy in our contract. So the contract will, when the protocol is hit to, disperse the swap and liquefy, it does automatically look like a sell. But that's essentially what's happening, is it is funding all the wallets with the native token, whether it's BNB or ETH. And those are the funds that we're using to do the buybacks and to generate the funds for the staking pool. But yeah, no, I've been looking into a lot of different things to successfully get some kind of passive income. And I believe you and I will probably be talking. I know you've talked to Gary quite a bit. So yeah, it may be something that's in the future for us, is to have a chat with you guys about implementing something similar to that, because
Yeah,
it would be
brother.
nice not to pay. It would be nice, to free up some of my own funds.
That would be
Yeah.
lovely. I have to
Oh,
say.
yeah.
But
Yeah, man, we're happy. We're happy to be able to just have a conversation about things, and we're always happy to help. Projects that are looking to actually create something in the space and be here for more than 6 months. So I very much look forward to talking to you guys. In the future, depending on business, personal, whatever it is. You guys sound like you're very down to earth people, and you have your community in the back of your head. So I know where your priorities are. So, I love it. I do have a question. So you guys are coming up on your 1 year, right? So in that 1 year, you guys have been through the meme cycle, right? Of like last October, November, December. You guys were here from the start of the bear, which I think started in December-ish / January. You guys have seen highs, you guys have seen lows. What's the biggest takeaway you have so far? Just being in crypto for almost 1 year.
utility, it is having something that is going to really hit home for someone looking at our project. So when we first started, we were literally just a charity focused project where it was, Heroes Token benefits charity. And I am proud to say that we are just shy of hitting $50,000 donated to various worldwide charities. So that has not swayed. We continue to do that, but like I said before, I mean, utility is key because people were looking at that as like, okay, well, what benefit do I get from holding this aside from having a say in where those funds go? I get a reflection and I get a say, and that's about it. And that's when we really started thinking that, if we want to continue to support charity and, do that aspect of the project and make that have longevity, we need to have real utility that hits home with other investors. So, we launched a NFT series in December, and it was really, I would say, the NFTs are fantastic. The three-dimensional NFTs, they are really great, but it wasn't well thought out like an NFT project. So with that, the League of the Lost is going to be a totally revamped, you know, essentially independent project of its own that's under the LLC. And it is being built like every successful NFT project with benefits that are unique to its own. So, I that is, one utility. The staking is another. The real world products we feel is vital to bring people into the project. But that is what we look at is, as an investor looking at the project, what is going to hit home for me? And we're trying to make sure that we have something that's viable that makes us substantial, right? Because charity alone is a great cause and it's a, great effort. But, for someone that's looking at making a investment into our project, that alone, I don't know, is something that is going to hit home to a lot of people. If the market's doing great,
Absolutely.
yeah, if the market's doing great, they might be like, yeah, why not? I'll throw a couple bucks at it. But, like right now when the market's down, nobody wants to give away charity, or most people aren't thinking charity. They're looking at how can I make more money? So,
Exactly.
right.
Like it's important to have that good message, right? But first things first is make your investor money, right? That's what the investor is essentially there for. And if you make the investor money, they can continue to support the project. But if you don't have those things, you're selling dreams.
100%. And, we saw that back in December and we started discussing how we can get away from that and how can we, make the project stronger. And that led us to a partnership with Everise. And that's how we ended up on dual networks. We were initially only on Ethereum, but now we're Binance and Ethereum. And that allowed us to also implement the bridge as well as their ever own DApp, where, it allows us to not have to renounce our contract. So, it's been a learning process, for me. And I think it is for almost any dev out there. Is the space is so new. It's been around for a few years, but it's just where we've gone has not been, or where we can go is not been hit. There's something bigger and better, kind of like what you guys are doing, right? There's something bigger and better that's just around the corner that someone's introducing every day. And, it's going to just expand. And we just need to be on the verge and ready to take on any change that's needed to make sure that we stay viable. So, yeah, I totally agree. I think I think the space needs to adapt and needs to change. And anybody that is riding whatever they initially launched and hoping that's good enough is probably not going to succeed. They have to continue to develop, and that's why they call us developers, right?
Absolutely, man. There's no way you can. You got every 3 months, and that's probably less than that. Everything changes. You just have to be ready to change with it.
Yeah, that's right. And and that's what our goal is our goal is to, withstand time. And how can we do that? I look at, the real world products, it's sort of like you, where, it's putting a product in front of someone that might not necessarily be aware of crypto or, know of it, but just not in it. and putting a product in front of them that is leading them to it. And they don't realize it until they start looking it up. And then they're like, oh, well, I love the product. I love what it does. Or I wonder what that is. Let me look it up. And it brings them to you. And it brings new people, new investors in. And it's up to us to educate them and get them to understand how everything works and how to go about, making a DeFi transaction, how to use Uniswap and PancakeSwap and, all of that, because the first time for everybody is really difficult. And, if we can get over that hump, then we can get more mass adoption. And we're also looking at that with our NFTs that we're going to be launching. We've been talking with Magic. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but
Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering. Yeah, that's it. No, it's Magic.io. What they do is they implement unique things. And one of the things that are unique utilities, and one of the things that we're looking at is for our next NFT drop, we're looking at giving our consumers the ability to not know a thing about crypto, be able to go in and buy an NFT with a credit card. Right? And they don't have to create a wallet. They don't have to do a thing. Magic does it all for them, keeps it all secure within a password. It is theirs. So when they do learn how to create their own wallet and everything, that they can do that and they can transfer everything right over. But they don't need to write down seed phrases or anything like that. So it's not trying, it is making it more simple for people to enter the space.
Yeah, brother. Just like I always give this little analogy. It has to do with iPhones. An iPhone is built so that a 90-year-old can open it and has never used a smartphone and learn how to use it almost immediately. It's very digestible, right? So, I think I don't know if we're going to reach people that are over a certain age. I think there's definitely an age limit that we can reach, that we can extend to. But within the next 5 to 10 years, you're looking at right now is what 3.5, 4% of the world population that even knows or uses cryptocurrency. We're looking more towards that 25, 30% in the next few years. So that's the next bull run. That when more people out of the 4% start to come in, that's going to be where the next bull run is. I
Yeah,
think we're building everything we need to be able to explode with the bulls as soon as that gets here.
that's right. And that's what you have to do is, you have to take advantage of this market that we're in. Everything is kind of down, everything's moving sideways. Hopefully everyone's hit bottom, but you never know, right? And the thing is, during this time, this is the time that you want to develop and you want to make sure that your project is growing, because if you're not solidifying what you've been trying to do and what your efforts are, then you're not going to really have much when that next bull run comes. And if you're starting at that point in time, you're late, because by the time you actually get it developed, that bull run will be over, right? So, our goal is to get as much out as we can before that next bull run happens, to bring in as many people as we can to our project through different variations of our project, and to grow it. And one other thing that I didn't mention is we do also have an NFT marketplace that we're developing, and that is 60% complete. It's stalled out because of funding, but again, it's priorities, right? We feel like right now the priorities are getting our NFT series out, getting the real world products out, and then the funds from those can finish the NFT marketplace, and that'll be ready. And that will actually be on Binance and Ethereum. It'll have both, where most NFT projects or NFT marketplaces are like Ethereum, Matic, Solana, are all on one, but you don't ever see an Ethereum and a Binance together. All right. So, or you'll just see a Binance marketplace. So we feel like that's another viable avenue for our project and, enabling us to grow. And yeah, and I love the idea of your bot. We do have a treasury in our future that will be implemented into our token as well as our marketplace. So we're excited about that as well.
That's amazing, man. Exciting times to come. Real. This is the time to build. This is the time to put your head down and just humbly get to your destination. And that's what we're doing. August 15th is the date that we're looking at for launching our own staking platform, and also our DEX. We've had some partnerships in the last, that we've made in the last week or two, that is really going to propel us forward in, um, dominating this portion of the market and really innovating this whole space. And we're always looking to onboard tokens that are looking to have their money make the money for them and sustain their environment. And who knows, maybe in the future that trading bot is available as a utility on our DApp, for our holders, our investors, and people that are connected within the community of partnerships. So there's a lot to look forward to. Um, I do apologize if you send me a message and it's a little laggy, just because I we're so busy in the background. Sometimes I miss over messages and things like that. But I do want to connect with you guys, and see how we can help you guys push your project forward as well.
Hey, I really appreciate it. I'm also going to open up the floor to anybody that wants to ask a question to either Narek or myself or Heroes Queen. I did bring up Crypto God. Awesome name. What's up, buddy?
It's the Lord
how's it
of
going,
crypto.
everybody? Good evening.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. Just hanging out, hearing about you guys' awesome projects, man. Really excited to hear about what you guys are bringing to the world and in the facet of real world utility. I don't think it's something that's out in this space like that, and you guys are gonna be like the first to do it. So I'm wishing you guys well, and I know you guys will do well based on how you're representing your whole community and project.
I appreciate that. Go ahead,
Brother,
Narek.
we appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
doubt.
I seen you around, brother. Yeah, we
My
seen you
bad.
around though, man. We see you. We see you. I seen you back before we even had launched. You would jump into our AMAs and take a listen. Um, so my eyes don't miss anything, man. I catch everything, brother. Just because I stay quiet don't mean nothing.
No doubt. Yeah, I'm always interested in new projects, and always listening in. Sometimes I chime in, but as far as questions, you guys pretty much covered everything. You guys are very well detailed in what you're doing, and it's good to see. A lot of these spaces have turned into like wild messes lately. I take a break from that, but it's good to jump back in and hear some good people talking about bringing some good things to the world.
Dude, that's awesome. And I will tell you, this space is every Thursday night at 9 o'clock. We try and have a new project come in and introduce themselves and share what they're working on. And we keep it positive. I don't allow any negativity. I allow hard questions, but as soon as it becomes FUD, they're out, right? Because it's not fair. And I apologize. I stepped outside so I didn't have an echo over Heroes Queen.
I thought you were gonna say sorry. I stepped outside and turned into an airplane.
Yep. But no, and that's what's great about this is we started this because I was getting into a morning group a few months back that was a bunch of devs from different projects that weren't there to shill, they were there to educate. And if someone asked, then they would talk about their projects, but it was really based on helping people that didn't know this space, that were confused about something, or maybe they bought something and they weren't sure where it went, or they were trying to avoid a scam or whatever it may be. And we sat at the top of those spaces and we answered questions for hours at a time, and we did that. Oh, geez, it was almost like 3 months straight, from January through, well, probably almost mid-April. And then it started getting negative, right? Um, you know, people would come in, and it wasn't a positive space anymore. It was harder and harder to keep the negative people out. So I don't tolerate that here. I like to give every speaker a chance, but if they're negative, they're gone. So you're more than welcome, everybody, even other projects. And I did see we had Sato in here from Charity. We had them on a little bit ago, and we oftentimes get other projects that we've had on this space come in, and they contribute and share and ask questions as well, because they're like the rest of us. They are all learning in this space, and when you get a project that you're curious about, you want to ask questions.
Absolutely, man. And I appreciate what you guys do here. You hold spaces for other people, and people can find out more information, share information, and that's what's needed to bring that mass adoption everybody would like, right? And I'll be here definitely every Thursday, correct?
Every Thursday at 9:00. Yeah, appreciate it.
For sure. Thank you, man. I'll
Yeah,
just drop down back to listener, and great
absolutely.
show,
Cool. Kegs, what do you got for us?
Thanks, brother.
Hey, how's it going? So, Ace, I know exactly what group you were talking about because I was a frequent member in those morning into afternoon education sessions because I was one of those new people that was learning about all these projects. And that's actually where I first heard about Ego and many other projects that I have since been part of and invested in because of a world utility. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. I agree. The education is something that Ego does as well. I don't think Narek touched on that too much because we have a million things going on. But the community is really one that will help out new people all the time in there. There's always somebody in there. If there's any questions, anything like that, they're willing to sit there and answer and walk everyone through everything they need. So it's one of the best communities. There's no negativity whatsoever. Everyone's positive. It's really a family. It's not even a community. It's a family. So I just want to say thank you. And it's nice seeing projects supporting other projects, especially when they're all trying to do the same thing, which is educate investors, especially new investors, helping them to just make sure they're safe and not losing everything they put into it.
Dude, appreciate that so much. And yeah, I love the PFP, man.
Yeah, brother, I appreciate you, Kegs. I don't know if I got rubbed or not. Sounds like it.
No, I can hear you,
Oh,
Nerd.
no? Okay, perfect.
Surprisingly,
I think
not yet.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Kevin, being in here, man. You were one of our, you were there since day one. And I'm very proud of the community we've built as well. The group of whales, very tight knit. We have a group chat. I know every single one. I've talked to every single one of them on the phone personally. And we hold down the fort when it's raining, and it's when it's sunshine. We hold the doors open for people to come in. So I'm really happy where we are as a community. We're one of the strongest communities out there. There's no room for FUD, man. There's a question, it gets answered, and that's the end of it. We have all of our wallets out there. We have all of the game plans, and sometimes we just come out with surprises. So, I'm really happy where we are as well. And I'm really proud of the whole team, man. We've really done something out of nothing.
And you have to be that way. I mean, if someone asks you a question, you have to give them an answer. And to dance around it or not provide that answer is, I mean, that just doesn't give your project validity. So, I appreciate you answering all the questions that, I had for you, and, all the ones that, the praises that you got. So that was fantastic. It's always good to hear when you have a good, strong community following. So absolutely. Anybody else have questions they want to ask?
think we covered pretty much everything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It was a great space, man. I appreciate you holding this for us. We, like you said, man, last couple months, it's been so toxic. It's been so drama filled on Twitter, crypto Twitter especially, man. I've just pulled back from it. We used to hold just random chill spaces all the time, but kind of had to pull back just because you get so caught up in that drama, you just stresses you out. You can't even focus on what you need to be doing. So, kind of just put on the social media and just been grinding in the back.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like you were saying, I mean, you have a strong community behind you, which is fantastic, makes it a whole lot easier. And I know we have a great foundation and heroes of community members that have just been with us no matter what. And, we appreciate them profusely. But I did see C wanted to come up and say something.
Yes, hello. Thank you, everyone, and I'm happy to see both my tokens in one setting here. This question is for Ego. Do you plan to, on your August 15th launch of your website, or currently on the Brew Labs, to put a harvest on the Ego?
Yeah, so all of the things that and concerns that we've seen from our current staking platform with Brew Labs, we aim to fix all those and adjust them to however we actually wanted it to be for our own platform, which is going to come out August 15th. It's not going to be a new website. Our new website just came out about 10 days ago, but it will be the staking platform that's going to be on our new DApp that's going to come out. So yeah, we're definitely going to have it fixed to have the proper UI plugged in for this one. So you should be, I'm not sure if it'll say harvest. It'll be our own UI, but you'll definitely be able to harvest without having to unstake and restake.
Nice, thank you. Because occasionally I might want to take 1 week's out, or what, just to help pay for compounding. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. Of course. We took everything upon ourselves to learn the coding and so we can just push the protocol ourselves. And if it doesn't launch with it, best believe we'll consistently work on it to make sure that it gets there. But yeah, absolutely, man. That's definitely one of the checklist things on our list.
Excellent. Thank you.
Dude, I appreciate you coming up and asking questions. And I'll remind everyone else in here, there may be a question that you know the answer to that we might not have covered that you should ask, because there might be someone in the space that doesn't know. So with that, Heroes Token King, how you doing, buddy? You got to get that PFP updated.
I just did that while we was right while we had this space. I just done it. Now I just wanted to ask a question. You guys, what is it? It's still 12%, 12% interest gain every 3 months.
Yeah, every 90 days, it's a 12% return on your lowest amount held. And I believe the second round of staking rewards is coming up here in August. So it's about 30 days away, if I'm not mistaken. If you actually, right at migration, you migrated on day one on the 15th of February.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure it's still at 12%. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yep. And, that was one of the things or the reasons is we had a large portion of our community that just refused to take profits. They wanted to hodl. And, as much as I appreciate that, we understand that people are putting their money into this space to make money. So, we implemented that ITS or in token staking so that they can hold their initial bag and take profits on those rewards. And we do encourage it. So, that's pretty awesome. But thanks for coming up and asking. You have any other questions? You usually have at least 4 or 5.
No, I haven't done any homework this time, but I just want to make sure everybody, the word get out that, a lot of people still don't know about the 12%. What is it, gasless staking?
Yeah,
Just buy and
absolutely.
hold.
Yeah, seamless staking. Yeah, we should hold a different day. We should hold a chip space. Let you do your research and then come in, because usually when we start answering your questions, it's a 45-minute endeavor, and I appreciate that because it keeps us focused and honest, and sharing with you what we're working on. So, 100%, man. I appreciate all those questions.
Oh yeah, next time I'll be more prepared.
There you go. I
Oh
brought
yeah,
Keg.
Ace. I
Yeah.
wanted to also say about our staking. So currently we have 15% of the supply that isn't sold yet, right? So 85% of the total supply has been sold. 71% of the total supply is staked. So we have 71% of all of the tokens that are out being locked up because people love that passive income that they're getting. Which show, like, that means 71% of all those tokens can't be sold, and people lock it up every single week because they're getting paid like clockwork. And I think that's what you want, right? You want people to continuously see growth, continuously see something that is sustained. That's one of the most important things here. If you have something great, make sure it can last. Don't just make it great for a month or two.
Agree 100% with that, man. That's fantastic. Kegs.
Hey, thanks again. Hey, shout out to Token Lizard. I see him in here. Austin, can you ask Narek about how the development of the app and our website and all that came about, and who's kind of the driving forces behind that?
Yeah. So when we launched, so Brew Labs did our contract, Brew Labs did our staking, Brew Labs was gonna do our DApp, but it started to turn out that we were so reliant on a third party that we never actually had control of our own dates. We never actually had control of our own development. And 9 times out of 10, either the date was not on point. So we took the fall on that. If we're going to take the fall, we might as well be the ones that, we're in control of it not coming to fruition. So we decided, hey, look, we're going to take a month, 2 months, and we're going to learn coding. Our CTO is already a Python coder. He's a wizard, like I said. I took up Solidity coding. I knew not a lick of language of coding or anything. In about a month, I became a certified Solidity developer. Not to say I'm some kind of contract writer, but we took it within ourselves to make this shit happen because there's nobody out there that's waiting to make it happen for you. So, our CMO took on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, WordPress. They literally, our website now is community built. Our community just sat there and built it with our CMO because it was like, listen, if we just have to take things and you have to control your own destiny and your own future. So, I think that was a big step that we took to make sure that, our successes, our failures, everything, we can say that we were in control of it.
Dude, that's awesome. And you want to know that, I'm with you though. I've been getting certified myself in several different aspects of blockchain technology, and I think that's not just for the devs. I think it solidifies our ability to be a dev, but I think all the community members, if they have the ability to take those courses and are willing, it's a lot of good information.
Yeah, there's this endless amount of knowledge you can learn, man. And the last thing we ever want anyone to think is that you're gonna buy ego and then in 2 months you're gonna be a millionaire. That is not gonna happen. You're gonna slowly gain your wealth. You're gonna learn about wealth and you're gonna learn about passive income and you're gonna use us as a tool to create passive income. You're not gonna use ego to get to the moon in one shot and then retire. That is not a reality that we want, right? We want to show people that you can stack this wealth and it'll last a lot longer for you. Because anything that comes easy will also go just as easy. But anything you build and have a foundation for it is going to last years and years.
Well, that's the difference between, I guess I'm I'm a little old school. I've been investing in stocks since '97, and I've done all that research and I've looked at different avenues for, investments and understand that it doesn't happen overnight. And with crypto, these stories of, overnight millionaires has everyone thinking that they're going to be the next one, right? And that may be the case if you're lucky and you degen into some, you know, I shitcoin Inu,
It's
if you
essentially
will.
the lottery, though, right? Your chances are
That's
just
right.
as equal as it is with the lottery, you know? And there's two ways people hear about crypto that haven't heard of crypto. And it's, hey, somebody invested into a dog coin and went from $100 to $80 million, or this $190 million Bitcoin scam lost people all this money, right? There's only one or two stories that you essentially hear. And, one gets you in and one puts that fear in you so you don't come in. So we want people to understand that we're operating like a bank. We are a bank, but we're going to be the bank for crypto.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I do have a confession. When we initially launched November of last year, we were Hero Inu, and it wasn't necessarily a dog coin. We actually did it because of the play on words, Hero in You. And the Inu phase was kind of big at the time, but we dropped it pretty quick.
I was there. I was there for the e-news, man. I rode some of them to the moon. I crashed with many of them right into hell. So yeah, I've been there. We've had that experience, and just because we're building something with a foundation and with stability doesn't mean that we're not degens at heart. We love that still, but this is a safe place to come and know that your money is going to grow here, rather than being taken by the highest pumper.
Yeah, and that's good. And that's what we need to instill in people is that, long-term investing is the play. You don't want to be thinking that you're going to buy today and tomorrow, you're going to moon. Everything that you just said there, I 100% agree with. So, fantastic. So, I will send out one more shout out to anybody that wants to pop up and ask a question, share a comment or anything like that. Uh,
I have
by
a
all means,
question.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Has anybody thought about insuring our investment? Like, I know Ego has a financial banking background, but if I were to pay a percentage of my initial investment, say I put $5,000 into a token, and if I could pay like maybe 1% um, APR on my initial investment, that if it gets rugged or just disappears for whatever reasons, that I could get that initial investment back because I paid the insurance. But my 1% is just, one holder. It's not that much. But when you've got a bunch of holders, has anybody ever gave that any thought to go through a brokerage in that sense?
So there's
I'm not gonna lie, I've thought of that, to be honest with you. So the first thing I think about if we're looking to do something new is how are people going to try to take advantage of this, right? Because we have good intentions. We come in here and we try to progress the space, but not everybody's like that out here. People are going to look to take advantage of those vulnerabilities or the nice thing that you're doing, right? The recovery or whatever it is. People like to take advantage of those kinds of things. So uh, like let's say you invested into this coin, whatever, and they rugged it, but you knew prior, and I'm not saying you, I'm just saying like this could be a scenario, right? Where they knew that was going to rug, it was all set up, and now you put your insurance, this, that, and the other, and it's a whole ring of scams, right? Where it did rug, right? And we do have to pay out all this insurance for all these people that were involved in it, but it was all set up. Like how can we prove that it wasn't set up? How can, and not to say that you can't do it, but it is another department essentially you're going to need, which is like fraud, to be able to operate something like this and at a level where people will be satisfied.
Yeah, so it's like it's going to cost us more, but I'm worth that for that, sleepless night basically. but at the same time, we want to make. I'm assuming we want to try to make crypto better than stocks. But it was just a thought. Thank you.
Right, absolutely. I mean, any suggestions, any thoughts, brother? I have a brainstorm room that I've created on Telegram. Hop in there and just throw ideas out there. Even if it doesn't fit with our model, it's an idea that can be worked on for another project. And I think that's essential. You know, just because it doesn't help us specifically, it doesn't mean that it can't help the space.
Yeah, fantastic answer. Token Lizard, what's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? How y'all doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. I apologize. I was late. I was trying to get in here with family stuff going, so I apologize for coming in late. Love the project, Eric. Love Ego, man. Been following y'all a long time. Great project. Quick question for Heroes. I don't know if y'all discussed it. Maybe
Thank you, brother.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Maybe I missed it because I was late, and I apologize again. The NFTs. Y'all have the new NFTs coming out soon, or is that still?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so if you happen to get a glimpse of the video that we posted on Twitter, or the banner that's on the Links app, you'll see that there's a logo up there called League of the Lost. And I know Megan talked a little bit about this, but that is going to be the name of our NFT project, and our Genesis series is coming out within that project. And the Genesis series will automatically airdrop anybody who currently holds a Series 1 NFT, a Genesis series. And that Genesis series will get them a NFT from every series that follows that is not a collaboration. So that is one of the benefits. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I know Chad had rendered out the full series. We had the opportunity, the dev team, to take a look at them, and we're like, oh man, I want that one. I'm picking that one up. That one's pretty cool. But they're pretty awesome, and there's going to be a whole story behind it. There will be full creative ownership of any NFT that you acquire. So the Genesis airdrop that you get, or if you buy one, you will be able to do whatever you want with it. We also are implementing a collab effort where if you have an NFT and you want to change it in any way you see fit, you reach out to us and you share that design with us. We deploy and we split the proceeds with you, along with other benefits that go along with it. But I don't want to give away the farm yet.
Awesome, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate that information.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you, the NFTs that Chad has been working on are just stellar. The contract's done. It's an ERC 721 contract that's written. Like I said, they're all rendered out. We're just planning the deployment of them. So we will make an announcement. And once we do, we are going to snapshot of all the holders for Series 1. So if you don't have one, then you have an opportunity to kind of get a Genesis without having to go through the heat of trying to mint one before they're all gone, by buying a Series 1. And the Series 1 won't go away, but I will tell you that once we do that snapshot and the Genesis are launched, any unsold ones are going to get burnt. So,
gotcha. And is one per wallet? I'm assuming. I got like 4 or 5 of the Genesis one. You know me. I'm a pack rat.
Yeah. So I will tell you this: it's one Genesis per wallet. So if you hold multiple Series 1 in one wallet, you will only get one Genesis. So I think you understand what I'm saying with that.
I understand completely. Thank you, sir.
Yep. No problem. All right. Anybody else? Well, I want to thank everyone for coming in and asking these awesome questions, sharing your stories and, talking about Ego. I mean, Ego is a fantastic project. I, went through all the the heartache of figuring out, Phantom to buy them when they launched, right? Because, I believed in them then, and it's just an honor that, Narek was willing to come on and share the project with us on our Thursday night space. So I will go to Narek here for any closing statements you want to share.
I'm good, brother. I appreciate you having this room, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the continued support that our community shows us, and the interest that other people have. They see something that's different, and they go for it. Um, I always applaud the crazy people. I always applaud the people that think they can change the world because they essentially will, and they do. So, I'm just happy to be here, man. Just another human, just trying to make a footprint on this earth.
Absolutely. And, to add on to your changing the world comment, you have to change yourself first, right? You have to think in the right mindset. And once you change yourself, you'll affect other people. And it just expands from there, right? But
Yep. You got to be
yeah,
before you can do. So, yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. So super much. Thank you so much, Ace. And I will definitely be in contact with you guys in the next couple days for sure.
awesome. I appreciate it. I look forward to it. And again, thank you all for showing up. And with that, we're going to call the space. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Take care, guys. Have a blessed one.